Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of GNN. And not just any episode, it is our first episode of 2024. As with always, we have another banner night on our hands here. But before we get into the details of our brand new mobile suit, let's go over some news. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the New Year's campaign for 2024 for Gundam Battle Operation 2 is in effect, starting all the way back in December 27th and ending on January 10th. We have some things that are ongoing right now. Just to kind of briefly recap, we have a nice New Year's bonus. So this is the second week in a row for a free 10 pull. And all the supply drops that are coming from this particular bonus are all mobile suits. So if you haven't done so, don't forget, this can potentially be something that you may not have already, or potentially tune something that you do have. And it's going to be 3 stars and above, mobile suits guaranteed. And on top of that, they do still have the step up supply drop notice for mechanic tickets. Can be 1 2-star mobile suit, 1 3-star, 1 2-star, 1 3-star, plus mechanic tickets, and then the last step being mobile suits and potentially a new added part, which is either the high output add booster, the new model frame, or space frame. The latter of the two are level 4, as well as the high booster is a very unique looking one, which is pretty neat. On top of that, if you haven't noticed already, we have a special recon team container promotion where basically containers that are found by the recon team are guaranteed to be silver or up, all the way up to platinum. So I believe this is also pertaining to the fact that we now have expanded daily. So instead of just 3 rounds getting three rounds of awesome rewards, it's now doubled on that. On top of that, we do have a powered up hanger campaign, so if you are tuning those suits to the max, usually dupes will essentially give you a lot of tuning points for that, so definitely unlock the potential of your favorite suit for the most part. I know it sounds kind of cheesy there, but going back to it, GBO Days is ongoing right now, so a special 4-day campaign every month for new and returning pilots. And I believe that includes a free pull as well. So again, definitely jump on it. Switching down to our main event, I was joking around with somebody earlier today asking about what we're gonna get for this lovely type of update for tonight. And well, sir, you're getting a quick shout out. You don't need to know specifically who that was, but it's on Twitter. This one's for you. We have the Loto from Gundam Unicorn, a 3-star suit, which we'll get into the details shortly. But on top of that, we do have a reissue supply drop, a limited reissue supply drop for both the High New Nightingale and the High New. I'm reading this and it's like throwing me off. I'm guessing that's supposed to be the new Hyper Bazooka. Not sure what the Gundam Hyper... Oh god, the acronyms are throwing me off. It's late, but yes, if you haven't had a chance to get it, this could be potentially your chance if you feel like you got some extra tokens to spare. But I don't know, it's up to you guys. I had it, I got lucky, but if you really need to have it, both might be really cool. All right. Jumping down to the changes concerning the DP exchange counter, we now have the Delta Plus in the DP counter. Is a 650 cost raid, which is not bad. It definitely does require a high level of skill to kind of keep it alive and stay out of trouble, considering the kit that it has, the fragility that comes along with that sort of design, I guess you could say, very much like the Reg Z and some of the other suits that are similar to that, but in the right capable hands, it is pretty nasty. And then on top of that, the Rated matches and quick matches modes have been updated. Situation battle is now updated. The Breeze Blows Jaburo is now in session. And it looks like this one takes inspiration from Zeta. So this is kind of like the Zeta series. This is the, I guess if you will, a new translation. But I'm very curious to see it. It is clearly Ayug versus the Titans there. We have the 500 cost Mark II, the 550 Hyakushiki, a couple Rikias, and we have a Nemo in there. Honestly, I think that's not too bad considering otherwise, because if we had a GM2 or the GM Custom in the same cost, I don't know. Technically, that could work too, because the Ayug had older suits like the GM Custom, although that might be just kind of rumors, hard to say. You know, some manga has that in there, etc., and some captured GM2s, but you know, I think for the most part this could work. On the Titan side, it looks like we have a Barasai, 2 Hyzacs, one with the beam rifle, one with the bazooka, obviously one with the He-Hog and a saber, respectively. And then the Goof Flight test type with the bazooka and the punchy button, and then the GM2 with the beam rifle and beam saber. So this is going to be interesting. I think that's a typo because it doesn't have the Thunderbolt beam saber. Yeah, that's a typo. So it'll be interesting to do because, well, I don't think any side technically really has an advantage in terms of aquaticness. At the same time, you have on the Ayug side, you have 1, 2, 3 suits that have maneuver. So there is that. So yeah, that looks like it's pretty straightforward. I would say, since they've made it pretty clear, these are more or less naked suits. They do not have any parts. They do not have any tuning that affects them, so there's almost no point to full tune them unless you're actually playing these outside of situational battle. So it'll be interesting to see. Alright, and then we got the reveal of the next clan suit. We have the ZZ from the sleeves, also from Gundam Unicorn. This particular one is a general that's usable on ground and space at 500 cost. So this will be interesting to see because I know there's a lot of ZZ fans out there. So definitely a nod for you. If you like to get the suit, you definitely want to be part of a clan for sure. And they eventually will fall out to a lot of folks. Especially if you are trying to place in the top 100 as well. Of course, I can already tell that some of the top JP clans will already go for this thing, and it's going to be very interesting to see how well the suit does in battle, because this configuration obviously differs from the support version that we have. It doesn't utilize all its missiles, and I'm pretty sure just for game mechanics wise, they will differ this a little bit in terms of either area denial or in a sort of, you know, range DPS sort of fashion, since it does have a shield and it has a shotgun. So very interested to see how this plays out and how this affects the 500 cost ecosystem. Personally, I think I want to bring my Hazel to go pick a fight with this and see how it does, just because I know the shotgun's going to be a pain. Anything with a shotgun is going to be a pain, but I'm very curious to see how this plays out. So, on to our main event. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the Loto. As I mentioned, it is a 500 cost suit. This one is usable in ground and space. It is actually a support. Now, of course, mine does differ from the stock version, because mine, I got lucky with tuning, so this one actually, I believe, has 28, if math serves me correctly. 28 in ballistics, 16 in beam, 16k HP, 10 melee resistance, base of 40 range strength, and 10 in melee, with a, I would say, decent walking speed of 120 and a boost speed of 160. And the thruster gauge is actually pretty nice because, as we all know, this one actually transforms just like in the anime, excuse me. And it does turn, I would say, fairly well for a support because, well, if we compare it to our boy, the Juagu, he's a nice boy, but he just doesn't turn very well. So this one obviously turns a little bit better. Not quite as much as some of the more hands-on combat-oriented suits there, but, you know, it's not too bad. Jumping into the main weapon here, we have a missile container that shoots large missiles. It is a 4-shot weapon with a 10-second reload time. Fairly good, decent range, 350 meters. Definitely good for midlining. It does have its little beam torch, the beam burner here, 1800 with a 2.5 second cooldown time. Jumping into the sub-weapon category, it has its 25mm machine cannon. I'll let you guys sort that one out. 13-second reload time, which is kind of like, huh? As far as I can tell, but when you look at the range and having played around with this really quickly in practice before our recording, this thing has a very nice rate of fire. So I don't think the 13 seconds is going to be really a big factor, but as a support unit that shoots a lot, you probably want to mitigate that reload time for sure, because jumping into its long tom cannons here, sorry, I'm having a Battletech reference here, base of 900 with 8 shots and an effective range of 550. This clearly is one of those ones where you kind of want to actually connect with your hits, because it does feel like, because it's ×2, there is probably a chance where if you don't hit with both shots, that damage potential is kind of halved at that point. So, but 4.5 seconds between shots, 15-second reload time. It's not bad, but I wouldn't say it's on the good side either. But you can definitely probably complement that with reloader parts. Jumping into the incendiary side of things, it has an alternate mode for the missile container, and this is a quick 4-shot deal, 15-second reload time, and no delay between shots. And of course, as with all incendiary weapons, they do damage over time. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the shopping list of skills, we do have some changes to the weapons that it gets when it does transform. So the Loto actually gains the ability to shoot smaller missiles with both its missile containers. Now, of course, these do come out pretty, I would say, fairly fast with a 13-second reload time. It is 200 per shot ×2 with 24 shots and a effective 300-meter range. So this is while it's rolling around and pretty much being an obnoxious guy. We do have a transformed version of the long cannon, which has a wide area effect. This is also ×2. This does do less damage, slightly, if we kind of switch between the two here. It's 900 in normal mode, 800 in rolling mode with 4 shots, but it does recover a lot quicker, 3.5 versus 4.5. And then the reload time is at 12 seconds versus 15. And then on top of that, just to add to injury to insult to any pursuers, it does have a missile container for area denial. Of course, you do have the persistent ZZ style cluster bombs here, 150 base, 8 shots, 300-meter effective range with a 2-second cooldown time, 20-second reload. So pretty neat weapon complement. Jumping into the shopping list of skills, we'll start in the mobile suit form. It has sort of these usual support gimmicks there. You do get frontline support too, precision shelling when you're in crouch mode, or if you're standing still in space, which I believe it stays in mobile suit form, from what I'm told, in space. It does not roll around, although that would be kind of rather funny. If that's the case, I need my space Zoc, please. Thank you. You do get stabilization device when you're crouching, but it does kind of leave you open to being unable to counter any type of melee attacks. We do have Ambok 2, so this does have an advantage in space, and with its smaller size and silhouette, Yeah, I can see this being a pain in the butt, although no stealth kind of sucks. Force Ejector 1, which is really crazy, a support that actually has Force Ejector. That's crazy, but balancers on this and pairing it with that beam burner little stick there, yeah, this is going to be troublesome for sure on anybody that happens to be on the wrong end of that, because jumping into the roly-poly side, it does maintain a lot of that other stuff there. It does come with shock dampeners, so this is going to be one of those suits that you're going to have to take care of when you are fighting against something like this. You do have anti-blast stabilizer, so certainly does not have to worry about being kind of stuck anywhere necessarily. And then, as I mentioned, and I kind of gave away the surprise a little bit, it does come with Stealth 1, so this is going to be one of those suits I think that does really well on something like City Ruins, maybe even something on as open as Tropical Desert, as long as the team is very much aware of how this suit plays. And one thing to kind of keep in mind too is that jumping into the base stats, 16k isn't really a whole lot. Granted, you know, there are other suits like the Jamrufin here that could be boosted up a little bit. You know, GBO2 is at a little bit more, but it's one of those things where speed and stealth is always going to probably win the day. Alright folks, and with that said, that concludes tonight's banner recap for our brand new suit, the Loto. If you guys found this informative in any way, shape, or form, please do not hesitate to hit that like and subscribe button. Helps out the channel, helps out the algorithm. Let me know what you guys think about this new suit. Now that we've actually seen in the anime and now that it's here, you know, what are your opinions on it? Is this something that you're worthy while thinking about pulling for? I mean, it's not my cup of tea personally, but I'm willing to try it out just because it looks kind of cool. It is a shooty suit and it kind of goes around. This probably might be one of the few ones that I actually go around out of my way to try because, well, I know some people will swear by the Assault Tank or the Hidolfer or any of the ones that happen to transform and, you know, do some weird stuff. But hey, I want to hear from you guys. So with that said, that's it. I'm done. The video's over. Have a great night. I will see you guys all on the next video. Take care.